UK, but now the award-winning, multi-million selling boy band, Shane, Cian, Nicky and Mark, it's Westlife! Yeah. Does it feel like 10 years?
Yes.
Feels like 20 years.
Does it get harder?
No, definitely not. No, I think this year we're obviously very excited because it is 10-year celebration, and you know, the gig in Croke Park, obviously we're kind of looking forward to the whole run up to that. That'll be our kind of official 10th birthday party for 80,000 people, so that's going to be pretty cool.
So, all right, Brian's gone, so you're down to 4 now from 5, but what's the secret, do you think, Nicky, of staying together?
I don't know. I don't think you can put your finger on just one thing. I think it's there's a series of things I suppose that happen. I think when we first got together, the 3 boys were in secondary school together originally. That helps. So they weren't put together by auditions at the very beginning. Also, I think we grew up with bands. I Take That and Boyzone, and we all felt. I think the lads from those bands would probably say themselves they split up a little bit prematurely. And when we got together, we always had sights and goals that we didn't want that to happen to us. And we genuinely, you know, you can't pick your friends, and we genuinely do get on. Now we kill each other as well, but you know, that keeps it, you know, keeps the relationship healthy.
Now, Mark, you watch 2 of them now. Have now got children in the band. Can they keep up in the way they used to with, you know, single guy?
Well, in fairness, they've kind of taken the responsibility on fantastically, and they don't kind of come out with me and Cian as much, you know, for a drink or whatever, because they're at home. But to be honest with you, I think anyone would be the same if they had the beautiful babies at home. But they're still in there, you know. They're still.
They don't. Sensitive one.
In fairness to them, they haven't totally given up, and they kind of go out and have a laugh and stuff like that, you know.
Cian, does it make you, when you've been going this long, does it make you keener to find the right songs?
Big time. I think we've become very, very, very. Joke's over.
Where is that?
No, we've become very choosy over the years.
He's the aggressive one.
Say the joke is over. But no, like the record company with this album, they didn't want us to make this album. They wanted us to do another covers album, similar to the Love album that we did last year. And we just kind of felt like there's no point in us being a band if we're going to go down that avenue of, you know, continuously having these gimmick albums that kind of put us out there and just sell to a certain audience. You know, we want to be making music again that we did in the first 5 years of the band that made us very successful because of our songs. And I think when we started out, we got a lot of attention and a lot of recognition because, you know, every song that we released was a big, big smash.
They've never heard you speak so much in 10 years.
So, yeah. I was talking last week to Dionne Warwick, who was saying that now so much is dependent on video. There's less, she reckons, on musicality and music talent. Do you think that's the case now? There's so much spin, Shane, that to stay there for that length of time when you may not want to go, but, you know, the powers upstairs may want to get rid of you. There's so many managements who just sort of bring bands in, keep them there for 5 minutes and then get rid of them.
I think it's, the video is important, I think, but I don't think it's the most important. I think the song is the most important. The videos are getting less and less every year. I think, you know, they still make them because we just do it for, you know, for the fans or whatever, but I don't think it sells your records as much as it used to. I think it's more about being on big TV shows, radio obviously, but it's always down to the song, and the internet obviously now is huge, and, you know, everyone chatting to each other and stuff like that.
Presumably the biggest buzz mark, though, is performing live. When you're in front of an enormous stadium, surely that's the big lift and the thing that you would be most reluctant to give up, isn't it?
I think that's the one thing. I mean, you know, if you do a long day full of interviews, by the end of it, you know, you're kind of tired of doing interviews, but performing is something that you never... No, this hasn't been too long. I mean, you know, we did do a breakfast TV this morning up until 4:30. No, I'm joking. But I think that performing is one thing that it's not something that you can get tired of, you know. It's something that it's totally different to... You know, people say, oh, you know, you're working tomorrow or whatever, and performing it's different. It's not work, really, you know. It's something that is very enjoyable on a day off, you know. We still like to perform, you know.
Yeah, but it's more difficult for you to have a day off now, presumably, isn't it, Nicky? I mean, you know, because you recognise absolutely everywhere you go. Does that... I remember Roger Federer, the tennis player, saying it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice.
Yes.
You have a pretty good reputation as being...
Yeah,
nice
I mean,
guy.
I think we're just ourselves, though. He's the nice one.
He's the nice one.
I think we're just ourselves, to be honest with you. I don't think we were... you know, you can't be taught that. You know, you're either nice or not.
But a lot of people don't hang on to it. Though.
No, they
you know,
don't.
it goes
No,
to their head. A stadium
Nice
full of
all the
screaming
time.
girls.
No, we can be
Not nice
grumpy.
all the time.
We can be divas as well. We can be divas, but yeah.
Can you be divas?
Of course we can. Yeah.
When
but
do you
if-
get?
if
When do you
something's
throw
not been
wobblers?
done
Someone's
right.
knocking on your door at 9:30 in the morning and you're in bed after a few pints from the night before, you feel like a diva.
Go away.
Like, get away from my door.
No, but you can be. But you know, we have. I think it's a lot to do with our upbringing. It's just the way we are as people. As Nicky said, you know, we don't try and create problems for ourselves. You know, we want to do this band the best we can do it. You know, and enjoy it as much as we can. And you know, just be normal. And
No matter how tired you are, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. I think that always, as much as you can, sticks in your mind.
So you'll stick together for quite a long while?
yeah.
Another 5 minutes, anyway.
Another 5 minutes. Stick together for another 5 minutes. Because what we would like you to do, we've got the calendar girls coming on in a minute. We want you to decide which of those four is coming up with the best holiday in the UK.
I thought you were going to say breast holiday for a second.
He's a funny one.
I'll be the judge of that. Ladies and gentlemen, for the moment, Westlife. Now, an incredible 38 million of us jump on